Hey guys, Lee from Love Realty, and this afternoon we thought we'd sit down and have a bit of a chat. We've brought in Anthony Booth from MCG Quantity Surveyors because a lot of our investors don't know that your property manager can actually help you save thousands of dollars every year. So Anthony, what's a quantity surveyor and what do you do?
Yeah, so thank you, Lee, for inviting me along this afternoon. Quantity surveying is probably one of the most unsexiest professions in the world. We've been around for a long time in terms of quantity surveying. The profession itself dates back to the Egyptian era, and we were originally known as the measurer of royal works once upon a time. And throughout time, that role has changed. We specialise in the property management world with tax depreciation schedules, so helping investors pay less tax, essentially, and also providing insurance replacement cost reports for property owners that want to make sure that they're accurately insured when it comes to their annual insurance premiums.
And when should a landlord engage you to work on their investment property? What's the best timing?
Any time is probably the best answer to that. Or the moment that moving forward, if they've just purchased an investment, as soon as they've settled, it's time to engage us, or at least have the conversation. So not every property is going to be worthwhile in terms of depreciation due to some legislative requirements, but yeah, as soon as they settle on the property, have a chat with a quantity surveyor such as ourselves, and we'll be able to establish whether or not that property is going to be worthwhile in the long run from benefiting at tax time.
Okay, and when you're surveying the property, what exactly are we saving money on? So what are the items in the property that we can claim depreciation on?
Okay, so there's two factors. One, if it's a brand new building, it's basically everything. So depreciation is essentially the decline in value based on wear and tear of the asset itself. So with a brand new building, it's the four walls, the roof and the floor, so everything's structural, along with things like carpets, blinds, kitchen appliances, hot water systems, air conditioners, all those sorts of things. If it's an established home and it's now classified as second-hand, it's only the original structure or any improvements that have been made, like kitchen updates, bathroom updates, swimming pools, extensions, those sorts of things that an investor can claim if they've ever lived in the home, or two, they've bought it and it's already over 6 months, 12 months old, that sort of thing.
Do they claim each year, or is it a one-off, or how does this work?
The report itself is a once-off. It lasts for 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of people think it's only a 3, 5, 7 to 10 year sort of length. The ATO have established that the effective life of a building or structure is 40 years. So therefore our reports last for 40 years. And that applies to buildings built after September 16, 1987. Okay, now if it was built prior to that, there's nothing on the original structure itself. So that's when we would want to see on an older property at least $40,000 worth of improvements carried out by either the current owner or the previous owners. And if costs aren't available, we're qualified to estimate the works that have been done and when they were completed as well.
So if I've just renovated my property, say I've just purchased through Love, I've bought myself a great little doer-upper, I've spent the money on it, I've done the new kitchen and the bathroom, that's the time to get you in.
Definitely.
To do the schedule. And on average, from high to low, what would be an average each year that somebody could be saving? What's the minimum? And
yeah, so on a new property, if it's a brand new, say 3 to 4 bedroom home in the local area, they'd be looking somewhere around $15,000 a year in the first year.
Wow.
Okay, worth the deductions.
That's a lot.
It is. It makes quite a difference to your annual tax return. And as that property gets older, that value gets smaller as well. If it's a second-hand purchase, so say it's only a 5-year-old home, you might be looking at somewhere between $6,000 to $8,000 because it's just the physical structure itself that you're claiming on. And that's going to be a constant value from the moment it was completed. So if it was 5 years old when you purchased it, you've still got 35 years left of depreciation to claim, and it's going to be a constant value every year over that 35-year period. So, yeah.
And at the moment, what's your fee for this?
So our off-the-street fee is normally $650 plus GST, so $715, but through Love, we're offering your clients a reduced rate of $600 plus GST,
Fantastic.
Which is also 100% tax deductible as well.
So you pay your $600, you get your schedule, you could be saving up to $15,000 a year moving forward every year. Seems like
a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer to me.
And the big thing, exactly right. The big thing for us is not every investor knows about it. So
Correct.
We're relying on people like yourself, Lee, and the team at Love Realty to educate investors about the the world's most unsexiest topic in terms of tax depreciation, but it's a very important one at the same time, because the idea behind it is it's going to help the investor pay less tax.
Now, do they have to have it done before tax time, or is there a certain time of the year that it is best?
Yeah, look, once again, it depends on the situation. We suggest getting it done prior to June 30 in the year that they've purchased the property, because all they've got to do is lodge the request, receive an invoice and pay that invoice prior to June 30 to be able to claim that fee in the current tax year's return. But if they miss that deadline, that's not a problem at all. We can go out there at any time, whether it's tenanted or vacant. We'll always liaise with you and the team to make sure we can gain access. And then once we've inspected the property, we'll have a report completed within 7 to 10 working days.
Brilliant. And so they can then give that to their accountant and move forward from there. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly right. So we'll even ask for their accountant's details. That way we can flick a copy straight across to the accountant with everything they require to help the client lodge their tax return.
Wow, too simple. You can save up to $15,000 a year off your tax. It sounds
Exactly right.
fantastic. Well, thanks for coming today, Anthony. Really, really appreciate it. And all your time and effort over the last couple of weeks. We've learnt so much, and we're very excited to work with our landlords now and get them the very best returns possible. It's most appreciated. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. Happy to help.